Welcome back. I really hope we've had our water, our drink, we've had to stretch. Okay, very quickly, I'm going to be presenting my screen and we'll be going into the career session. So let me give a brief of what is going to happen or what we'll be going through. So from the responses that, I got from everyone that filled the form, so I saw that a lot of us need clarity on what career to pick up, what career should I go into, what skill should I learn, and all of those things. And it's one of the very profound things that I'll be looking into just immediately as I start to share my screen now. And then I also saw that a lot of us mentioned that, oh, I've been trying to get a job. I don't know what's the problem. Is it my CV? Is it my skills? I don't know. A lot of I don't knows. I so much believe that as we go through this session, we would get clarity. I so much believe that. So please let's follow through. And this session is basically for everybody, whether you're just starting out, whether you are in the middle of your career, it works for everyone. Okay, so very quickly, I'm going to start sharing my screen and then we'll just start right away. You can see my screen. Can you please drop in the chat box? Let me know you can see my screen. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's just get straight to it. Thank you guys. Okay, my name is Deborah Oladele, and just a few things about me. I'm a graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University. I studied geography as a discipline, and I am a marketing professional. That's what I do career-wise. I have 4 years experience in marketing across various industries. I am a personal development coach. Oh, apologies. And I am a minister of the gospel. Okay, so why is it important that I tell you some of these things? At least I think my number 2 and number 3 points here is very important, because as we look at stepping up or launching into a career, discovering the career path, one very important thing that I've seen now a lot of people need help with is, okay, they have to continue with what I studied in school and all of those things. So I studied geography in school and I've not had any cost to use my certificate for anything. Okay, I finished in 2018, and since 2018 I've actually picked up a career in marketing. So this is 2020, so I have 4 years experience doing marketing. Okay, and so I coach people on personal development because I so much believe that nothing can change if you don't change. Okay, so you are the first person that needs to change. If you don't change, nothing around you will change. It's just what it is. I mean, it's just what it is. So this is one major reason why I pay so much attention to personal development, and I help people to also pay attention to that. Okay, so let's just dive in. Okay, so we are done with starting and scaling a business in 2020. So this is just like an outline. Okay, so we've had this too. So let me just start by saying not everyone will definitely, do a career, career like going to work every time. But definitely at one point in time, we would most likely have to do one or two things or work for someone even before we say, oh, I want to venture into my own thing, I want to do my own thing. Okay, so but in getting to know what exactly you want to do, it's very important that even if you want to just work for 2 years or 3 years and say, oh, I want to start my business or something, you need to discover what exactly it is you should be doing so that you don't waste those 2, 3, 4 years. Okay, so I've had a lot of people around, and many times I just wonder, because sometimes when they share their experience with me, many of them are done with school, they are done with serving, but they just need help. They just can't figure out, okay, what else can I be doing? Like, do I really have to continue with this agric that I learned in school, or whatever it is that they've learned in school? Okay, so I I discovered that one of the major things is just to help them find a career path. So number one thing I would say before we even look at this point is you don't have to continue with your course of study. You don't have to. I mean, nothing at all. You don't have to. Nothing is not compulsory for you in any way to just continue with your career path. I mean, those that might want to continue, maybe people that study like medicine, you studied law, and then okay, you are interested to just continue in medicine and you want to continue studying law, and that's totally fine. I mean, it's those professions are also good, okay? But for some other people that just studied whatever they studied and they are not willing. I mean, I have my classmates that we study geography together and they are still in geography field by now and they are doing very fine. So there nothing is saying you have to, completely go out of what you studied in school, and nothing is saying you have to completely stay. But from what I've discovered so far, a lot of people just want to stay because they just feel like, so what else should I be doing if I don't stay? I mean, this is what I have a certificate for. Okay, so I tell people, because you have a certificate for it does not mean you have to be restricted to it. I mean, you don't have to be restricted to your course of study in any way. And sometimes it's very important that you discover early enough. I mean, I've known before I finished school that, I mean, this geography thing, I'm not going to use it. I'm just here, to just do what I want to do and just move on. Okay, so it's very important that you know that you don't have to, I mean, you really don't have to stay on your course for any reason at all. It's never compulsory. Okay, so how do you find a career path? So I have 6 points here and then we'll quickly run through them. Number one is assess yourself. I mean, look at exactly what are your strengths? What are your values? What can you do? What do you love doing? What exactly it is that interests you the most? So if you look at, like, take an assessment of your personality and then look at what is it that you enjoy doing, what gives you joy, what aligns with your value. Okay, so this point is majorly self-discovery, because if you don't know yourself, you venture into a business that you don't have any business venturing into. I mean, this assessing yourself is even very important for people that want to go into business, because you will just start a business that you really don't have any business starting, but because you really don't know yourself, you don't know what appeals to you, you don't know your strength and all of those things, you just go for maybe what you should go for because, I mean, you want to make money, so let me just start a business. So it's very important that you assess yourself. What are your values? What are your interests? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Okay, yeah. So that's like the number one thing that you want to do. Please, can we hear me clearly? Can we hear clearly? Is it very clear? Because I think.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. We can hear you clearly, ma.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So that's like the number one thing that you want to do. And then, so when you take a score of who you are, your values, your interests, what you want to do next is make a list of careers that align with your strengths, your values, your personality. So you already know this is the kind of person you are. What are those things? What career path aligns with this person that I am? Okay, so if I'm going to look back how I got into marketing, I've always loved writing since when I was small. I mean, I just love anything right. And even throughout my school days, I kept on writing and writing and writing. Right. So I have been used to writing many things. So when I was about finishing school, I already saw that that's like one skill that I have. I mean, it wasn't even a skill in the real sense. I didn't learn it. It was just one of the strengths I had. It was just one of my interests that I've, always had since my junior secondary school days. Okay, so I just saw that, oh, it's a good thing if I just start out as a content person. I mean, I don't want to just while away time after school. So since I can write, why not just look for where I can write? I mean, and just start to build a career around that. And that was just all I did. Okay. So what you want to do when you discover yourself, your interest, your values, your strength is you want to make a list of careers that you want to explore. Check up careers that are in demand and are related to what you've discovered about yourself. You want to go online. This is what you want to do. You will go online and then search for different careers that are in demand. And then when you start to read up on them one by one, you will be able to see the ones that links to your strengths, the one that align with your values and your interests. And then you want to, separate those ones and list them somewhere because they are built to you, they are in alignment with you. Okay, so here I said check up online suitable careers and jobs that are in demand. Okay, it is very important that you don't go for stuff that are outdated. Don't say because, oh yeah, it appeals to me, I will just go for it. If it's outdated and maybe technology has taken over that kind of environment, that kind of career, that kind of role, you don't have to be there because you will just be shooting yourself in the leg. There is really no need going for a career path that is already being wiped off in the career space. So there is no need for that. So ensure that when you pick careers that are related to your personality, check the ones that are in demand, that that it's very, very needed anywhere, anytime, across most industries. Okay. So number 3 here, I said explore the careers on your list. So you can get basic information about these careers. Okay. So read up on them, check what each means. I mean, when it comes to job now, I mean, there's a way you can go. You can just type content creation job requirements on Google or content creation job descriptions. Okay. And you will see what it requires. You will see what they expect a content creation to be able to do. So you want to sit down and say, oh, can I really do this? Is it okay for me? You want to sit down and analyze it further to see that, okay, if I've been able to come up with, let's say you're able to come up with 10 careers that you want to explore that is related to you. When you check up, the job requirements and job descriptions, you are able to see further that, am I really interested in this? Can I really work with this? Even if it's something you don't have, are you willing to start to build up on it? If it's something you had, then maybe from those 10 you can get like 7 or 5 that you are ready to go with, looking at the job descriptions, job requirements and all. So there are some jobs that require that you are done with school, and I know some of us here are still in school. Okay, and then it's okay if you are still in school. I mean, there are a lot of people I know that are students and they are cashing out because they are really working. Whether they're in school or not, they are working and they're earning money. So it's not a problem. But there are some job descriptions that you have to have finished school before you can venture into such. So these are things you will get to see when you explore careers that are on your list. Okay, so moving on to number 4, you want to explore or rather shortlist careers. I mean, after you have checked the one you want, you are able to see what's the remaining that, I mean, okay, let's say you started with 10, and then while you were exploring and checking job requirements and job descriptions, you saw that, oh, okay, I think it's only 6 that can work for me. So what you want to do is, from those 6, you want to start to say, okay, from those 6, you want to start to say, okay, I think I want to remove this, remove that, because this thing requires this, and I'm not willing to give myself to it, or this particular job demands for this, and maybe may take a while before you are able to attain that height, or achieve that requirement, and you want to take it out of your list. So what you want to do is you want to check the jobs, check the ones that seem weak. I mean, to you, there are some jobs I check and I know that, okay, I don't want to go into this. Now, I'm a marketing professional, right? One of the things I don't want to do in marketing is affiliate marketing. I don't like it. It is marketing, and I've had a lot of people reach out, that's, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And once it's affiliate marketing, I mean, I'm not just interested. So that's just one thing about me. So no matter how much I want to do something, I want to do marketing, I won't go for affiliate marketing. I'm not just interested. So those are some of the things you want to do. By the time you check job requirements and job descriptions, when you read up on jobs, you are able to see that, okay, I cannot do this, I can do this. So for the ones you can do, make a short list of them, and you have to be sure you're ready to fulfill the requirements, and then just shortlist them somewhere. And then what you want to start to do next, that's the 5th point now, is you want to conduct interviews. So what I mean by informational interview is you want to start to meet people and say, okay, you do marketing and I'm looking to go into marketing. What can you tell me about marketing? You do product design. I'm looking to go into product design. What is it that you can tell me? Because there are some things you will not see online. You will not be able to read online. But people who are in that field can tell you what is currently going on in that particular field. So you are able to say, I mean, they are able to tell you that, okay, this is the kind of thing we do here. This is really what we do, aside what you read online. Because honestly, sometimes what we read online can be vague, that it doesn't really go in depth to what exactly we would experience if we start to step into that role and start to work for a company. So conducting informational interviews really helps, because you will get first-hand knowledge about those careers you have shortlisted. When you meet people one-on-one, I mean, people that are already in that field, they can give you a lot of information from their wealth of experience, and then you know what works, you know what doesn't work. That further, strengthens whether you still want to even go for this career or not. So by the time you start from number 1, assessing yourself, listing careers, exploring careers, shortlisting them, and conducting informational interviews, you would have come up with maybe like 2 or 3 that is safe enough for you to go with. So it's important that you follow through these steps. I mean, I know that most times we don't always follow through some of these steps because it looks like it's hard work, and honestly, it's hard work. But it's really good if you can do it, so that you don't get to be jumping from one career to another. And I mean, building a career is not easy. You cannot always want to start every time. Starting a career can be how do I put it now? It's very, very demanding, in the sense that people want to hire people. I mean, companies want to hire people that have experience, right? So if you are still trying to say, I'm new year, I'm new year, I'm new year, for how long do you want to continue to say, I'm new year, I'm just starting, I'm not just starting, I'm looking for an opportunity? So it's just best that you follow through these things. By the time you get to speak with people who are in the field, your list of 10 is already like 2 or 3, and then you can look at how you can pick one out of it and then go for it and start to build up your career. Okay, so are we still here, guys? These are 6 steps that I consider very, very important for you to be able to clarify your career pathway. Can I get a confirmation that we are still on this call? Anybody following? Anyone here? Can someone drop something in the chat box? Since I'm the only one here. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, okay, all right. Thank you, guys. Okay. So at this point, I think I've been able to make it clear how you can really discover a career path that works. And I'll take questions after the whole session, so we can keep our questions so that we don't get distracted. Thank you guys for following. Okay, so let's move on to becoming skillful and valuable, because I mean, when you discover a career path, for instance, let me use an example. Maybe you've been able to come up with and say, okay, I want to go into product design. For instance, what you want to start to do is, I need to be skillful in this area. Okay, that's if you don't, of course, if you are just getting to find that career path, then most likely you want to start to become skillful in that career path. Most likely you don't have a skill on that aspect, and it's not a problem. The problem is if you are not ready to build a skill around it. I remember what I said in the introduction, that money only comes in the direction of value. You yourself, you won't drop money if you don't see value. So nobody wants to drop money if they don't see value. So when you have discovered, oh, I want to go into product design, oh, I want to go into social media management, oh, I want to go into graphics, I want to go into front-end development, whatever it is you want to go into, you want to start to see how you want to become valuable and skillful. Okay, and that's what we'll be looking at next. How can you really become valuable and skillful? So I just have 5 points that I've been able to come up with. Okay, and these are things that have worked for me over and over and over, and I believe so much that is going to work for any one of us if we follow through them. So okay, we have number 1, just start by taking a course. Okay, you already discovered, so we'll be using product design as an example. So just start by taking up a course. And you can do this just by going online to search for platforms where you can take a course. Okay, now I'm going to say one thing here. Because you are a beginner, it's best that you go for platforms where you can ask questions. I mean, where you can relate with your facilitator or the trainer or the instructor, and you are able to ask questions, right? You are able to get your answers. You are able to even relate with people that are learning with you. Okay, so for instance, Udemy is a platform where you can learn, you can take courses. But as a beginner, I would not advise that you just go straight to Udemy and take a course, because you will need help. So you want to go for a platform where you are able to relate with your instructor, you're able to ask questions. The only reason you can say maybe, oh, I want to opt for a platform like Udemy, or a platform that maybe I don't get to interact with the facilitator, is if you already have somebody that is ready to mentor you. I mean, for instance, let's say I do product design and I'm like, okay, go and learn this skill, go and take a course. If you have any questions, I'll be able to answer you. If they give you assignment or assessment or quiz during the course, I can help you out. Yeah, that's fine. Then you can go for that. But if you don't have a facilitator that you can relate with, and you don't have community of learners, you just be shooting yourself in the leg. You will still learn, but it's going to be slow. And I mean, nobody wants to be slow again. Everybody is moving fast. The world is moving fast. So you want to move fast as much as possible. Okay. And when you're taking courses, you could take free courses or paid courses. I mean, anyone that works for you, any course that you see that is reasonable enough, I can deliver to you, and you will learn well as a beginner, then just go for it. If you have to pay, please pay. I think one of the things I see with beginners, people that are trying to step into a career, is they don't just want to pay. And I mean, you cannot always expect people to just give it free for you. You just have to be able to drop something for the value you want to require. Okay, so if you found that a paid course is what is going to work for you, don't shoot yourself in the leg by going for something that is free. And then, I know people that would prefer to take free courses here and there. They take like 7 free courses in 7 months, where they could have paid for one solid course and do it for 3 months, but they prefer to be going for free. And it doesn't add up. I mean, I've had to relate with a lot of people in this career thing, and I mean, it doesn't just add up. So just go for a course that will deliver to you. If you find it free, fine. If you find it paid, just go for it. Be sure that it's going to help you learn as a beginner, okay? So number 2 that I would say is, please apply your learnings. Just like I said before, it is not acquired knowledge that changes us. It is applied knowledge that changes us. So when you start to learn, I mean, you are done with week 1, you are done with week 2, start to practice what you are learning. Pick up tasks. Even if your facilitator is not giving you tasks, go online and search for product design tasks as a beginner and start to do them. Don't wait till you are given an assignment. Pick up random tasks, try your hands on them, and start to see whether you are even doing well. Start to see whether you are really learning, and you're not just taking courses and watching videos. Pick up tasks, do them, show your facilitator, let them help you vet it, let them help you assess it, let them score you. You will know if you are improving or not. Okay, and even if your facilitator is giving you tasks and assignments, I think it's also very good that you take up tasks on your own. I mean, you don't want to be slow in this journey. Many people are in the field that you are looking into already, and as you are looking to join in that field, some other people are also looking to join in that field, and there are already people on ground already that already know these things more than you. So you don't want to be slow and be waiting till when you are done with the full course before you start to try your hands on some things. You can decide to work for your friends or something. Oh, I'm learning design. Is there anything you want to design? Let me just help you design it. The person does not have to use it. Okay, just be able to design something that is usable. If the person finds it useful, fine, they can use it. If they don't, they will let you know, oh, I don't really like this design because of this. You start to see where you need to do better. Okay, so it's very important that you apply your learnings and you don't just keep learning. Number 3 is what I call conduct performance review. Okay, so this will happen definitely on your facilitator side. I mean, every good facilitator will always review your performance and let you know how you are doing. But on your own too, when you start to pick up random tasks and you're showing your facilitator, they'll put you through what you need to improve on, and they will let you know what you are doing well at. Okay, for the ones you are doing well at, you can build a portfolio around it. And this is what I mean. When you have designs that are good enough and your facilitator already said, oh, this is good, this is awesome, this is something that is usable, start to put it together somewhere in a portfolio. So there are different kind of portfolio for different career paths. Okay, for designers, I think there's a place online that you have to do all of this portfolio thing. I think Behance or something for different kind of things. So for me, I have stuff that I've written as far back as 2015. I mean, I can show them to you what I've written. So I have a portfolio of my content. I have a portfolio of my social media strategies. I have a portfolio of my social media, all of the works I've done in marketing, basically. All the proposals I've made, I have them. So even when I was still in school, that I was just writing randomly before I finished. I mean, I those things are still available to you today. So you want to start to keep those things that are good. They are not going to be perfect, but once your facilitator can say, oh, I can rate this 70%, I can rate this 80%, I can rate this even 60%, keep them. You will always need to refer back to it, because it's always good that you can trace back where you're starting from. When you are dealing with employers, they always want to see that you are improving. Employers don't just want to see that you have a good portfolio. That's one of the things I've discovered, because you can come up with a portfolio that is not your own. I've seen that happen. I mean, people submit portfolio that is not theirs. Okay, so but if you're able to show a portfolio that shows that, oh, as at last year she wasn't doing well, as at early this year, she had improved to this point. As at now, she's at this point. They can trace it. But if you just submit a very good portfolio, it might be hard to even say, did you really do it? Okay. But if there is a journey, if they can trace your journey to where you start from, then that works. So start to build a portfolio around the ones they are doing well at, those designs or whatever career path they have chosen. If you have been doing well and your facilitator is saying, oh, good job, well done, keep them somewhere. You can be dumping some of those things in Drive2 when you are able to create a very good portfolio, but please keep them somewhere, okay? Okay, so number 4 points I would say is get a place to intern and volunteer. This is very, very important because taking a course alone and maybe you have a certification. Okay, so I think one important thing I need to say is when you start out by taking a course, don't be so bothered about getting the certification. So even if you find a platform that will teach you and they won't give you a certificate, I mean, it's not a problem. I've had to deal with a lot of should I say job seekers over time, you know, because I've had to sit in a place where maybe they want to hire people in my department, right? So even though I'm not an HR person, I'm not even a career coach, you know, I think it's important I mention that. But because I have experience dealing with people that want to get a job and I've had to review a lot of CVs and all of those things, I see people who they have certifications and they don't know the base, I don't even know the most basic thing that they're supposed to know in the field. They don't know it, but they have certifications. So please don't go for and say, oh, I'm looking for where they will give me certificate. I'm looking for where this. No, please don't be so much bothered about certificate. Be bothered about knowing this thing and being good at it. Okay. So when you're starting out, you don't need to bother yourself about certification. All right. So when you get to the point of volunteering and interning, it's very good that you look for a place where it can be done well. And this is what I mean. Yes, I know a lot of us already know that, oh, people say volunteer, people say intern, but please don't just intern in any place that will not add credit to you. And what I mean by credit is not they won't give you money. That's not what, no, I've not mentioned money now since we started because you need to be valuable before you think of money. So that's why money is not even here, right? But what I'm saying is don't say you want to volunteer with somebody that is not, how do I put it now? It's good if you do random tasks for people, you know. Oh, I can do content. Let me write content for you. You can do them for your friends, for your colleagues, for all of those. But when you're ready to intern, I mean, when you're ready to be serious and professional, make sure it is a professional kind of internship. I mean, go search for companies that will allow you intern. And you don't have to bother about whether they are paying you or not. Honestly, just to be fair. Volunteer with them, but be sure that by the time you are saying, oh, I volunteered here, it's credible. Not like you'll be saying, I volunteered for one of my friends in school. Yeah, that is also good, but it's not a professional experience. Is anybody getting me? It's good that you're able to volunteer for anybody at all, anybody. It's good. You will learn, you develop yourself, you grow. But when it comes to these points, you know, if you're following through these 5 points, you want to start to gather professional experience, not just any kind of experience. So it's better you look for a brand or a company. No, they don't have to have a big name, but it has to be something substantial. I mean, something you can say that if you tell people, oh, I volunteered here or I interned here, they will know it's a professional experience, not something like around the corner kind of thing. That's how you want to cover ground. Okay, so I also said you can get certified along the way. Okay, so taking one course will never be enough. It has never been enough. It will never be enough. So don't just say because, oh, I took one course when I was starting. It's not enough. So when you intern and volunteer, you could take up another course. I mean, still in that field, but from another platform, you will learn more when you take up another course. And then you can do it together as you intern and learn. As you intern with a company, as you volunteer with a company, you are taking up another course. Everything adds up together. By the time they give you tasks to do, you get to do it very good and you get better at it because you are still learning, you are still taking up a course alongside interning and volunteering, and that's how you start to get professional experience. Okay, so this thing looks easy the way I'm saying it, but honestly, it's not very easy like that. And I must say that getting a job, or getting the career that you want is hard work. I mean, hard work that you have to be sure you are ready to go for this. If you're not ready, don't just bother yourself, honestly, so that you don't get tired along the way. Because companies, employers, they want people that have experience, right? So let me say something here. Guys, are we still following me? Can I just get something in the chat box? Let me know if you are still following me. So we are done with this point, but I just need to clarify one or two things before we move quickly to the last part. Anybody following me?
Yes, please, we are following.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let me say one very important thing here. When you want to work for a company or an employer, whatever it is, people tell me, people meet me and say, oh, I'm looking for a job. So the next thing I ask you, if you tell me you are in search for a job, is, okay, so what can you do? Because of course, then we need to know what you are doing, right? So when I ask what can you do, the response I get most of the time, if I take a look at it, 80% of the time is, well, I can do anything. I can do anything. I mean, I can, and I'm like, no, you can't do anything. And sometimes if there are people that I'm quite close to, I try to sit them down and say, see, I can't tell anybody I have somebody that can do anything. You can't be a person that can do anything, because it means you are not valuable. You don't have any value that you create, right? So what you want to be sure of is, if you are saying you can do anything, sometimes I used to put myself in the employer's shoes and the employer's mind, to be able to see the balance of these things. If you come to me and you say, maybe I'm an employer, I have a company, I'm looking for a job, and I'm like, okay, so what skill do you have? What can you do? And you say, I can do anything. I don't want to allow you to do anything. And then the next thing people say is, maybe they will train me. People say that thing a lot. Maybe they will train me and I will learn. I'm happy to learn. I'm a fast learner. No, employers don't want to waste their time trying to train you again. You don't get it. They need somebody to come in quickly to work for them. Or you, in your mind, you are thinking, I can learn. If they teach me for like 1 month, 2, they don't have that 1 month, 2 months to train anybody. And even if they want to train you, they don't want to train you. You are starting from scratch. You have not even helped yourself to a point. Like, you have not done anything to become valuable and skillful. So they're not ready to go for that kind of person. And it has happened a lot of times. Like, people just say that thing, and even if I try to follow through, it doesn't come out well, because employers don't want to waste their time on you. There are people who have gone as far as taking a course, doing this, doing that, volunteering here, doing 1 or 2 things here. That person is more valuable than you, that you're just saying, oh, when they train me, I will learn. No, they don't want to be training you from beginner kind of point of view. It means that for the first 1, 2 months that they are training you, they can't really get the best of you. And the funny thing is, when they say they don't want to pay you, you feel like they want to use you and they don't want to pay you. But really, if I'm an employer too, I don't want somebody that I will have to start with training from scratch, 1 month, 2 months. The reason I want to employ somebody is because I need that person to get to work. So sometimes as employees, I mean, I'm also an employee, right? So we are in this together. I'm not an employer yet, but maybe because I've had to work with employers, I see these things. If you sometimes try to put yourself in the employer's shoes so that you see the balance. Employers are not as desperate as employees are, or let me say job seekers are. Okay, so when they say that you're saying, oh, I can do anything, it means that you just want to be able to get more. That's why you're saying you can do anything. You just want me to tell you to do this, do that, do this, do that, so that at the end of the month, I can shall pay you something. It doesn't look to them that you're valuable. It doesn't look to them that you're even ready to learn. It only looks to them that anything we give you to do, we shall do it because you want to get money at the end of the month. And that doesn't show you are valuable in any way. No employer, no good employer, no reasonable employer wants that kind of person. Okay, so it's better that you go the extra mile. I mean, if you're at that point where you're just crafting out a career path for yourself, be patient and follow through the process. Don't go about looking for maybe job or whatever. Of course, I totally understand why it might be necessary that you look for a job, because sometimes you need money to keep running, even to the point you now get valuable and get a job, which is not a problem. It's very fine if you have to get money somewhere. But I've known people that they have to just go for one job. I mean, they just do it because it's not their career path, it's not what they want to do, but to earn money. And along the line, while they were doing the job, they started to learn what they really wanted to learn. And in like 3, 4, 5, 6 months, they're out of that job to get into their career. So that is also fine. But I want us to just erase the mindset of, oh, I can do anything, just give me the job, I will do it. Even if you want me to work on Saturday and Sunday, I will do it. No, it doesn't make me want to hire you. It doesn't make any employer want to hire you. So that is one mindset that I think it's very important that we erase, because I see that a lot in job seekers. Okay, so by the time you have followed through this process, honestly, I can guarantee you that you are 75% done of the things you need to do. The next thing will just be that you have a good CV, you have a good network, what are your soft skills and all of those things. But by the time you get to the point of interning, volunteering, and then you already get certified, then you are at a point where you are good to go. And please always document your process. Whether you are volunteering, interning, always document it and build a portfolio around it. It's really going to be helpful for you. Okay, so let me also say at this point that most times, honestly, just to be sincere with us, it's sometimes challenging as beginners or as starters to land their dream job, even after they've gone through this process. Because of just what I said earlier, that employers just want somebody that can get to work immediately. Like, they don't want that if I employ you today, I'm still trying to put you through for the next 1 month. No, they want, so that's why sometimes if you have 2-month experience, 6-month experience, 1 year experience, it's always difficult to get a job, but it's very, very possible that you get a job. I mean, it happens, right? You just have to be persistent and consistent. Maybe if we have time after this, I'm going to take us through my story and how I was able to get to where I am now. But that's if we have time anyways. Okay, quickly, I'm just going to run through the last part. This is the last part of this career session. Okay, so I call it job search strategies in 2022. So I'm very sure these are not all, but these are major and they can really help you in your job search. So from this point, it means that you have followed through the process of becoming valuable and skillful. So you already have a skill and you are very good at it at this point. I mean, you already started to work maybe as a volunteer or as an intern, and you're already gathering experience, okay? So you want to try and get on LinkedIn. I mean, LinkedIn is very, very important if you are looking into the career space, okay? Get on LinkedIn, set it up very well, and start to, if you don't know how to use it, you can learn how to use it. I mean, it's not hard. You can learn to just use it and start to leverage it for your job search. There are job openings every day, every time. So I think it's important to also say that people say there are no jobs in Nigeria. It is very, very untrue that there are no jobs in Nigeria. I mean, very, very untrue. There are jobs. Every day I get job alerts. I mean, every day in my email, right? So it is very, very untrue that there are no jobs. You just need to be very, very valuable, know what you are doing, and be at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. So you want to leverage LinkedIn and other job sites like Indeed to discover job openings. So I put up a screenshot after this slide. I'm going to show us just for those that might not have an idea of how it looks like. What you just need to do is just create an account on those platforms and start to follow through, learn how to use it, start to get active on those platforms, and then you can land your job. So tailor your CV and resume to every job you apply for, following job descriptions. Okay, so this is what I see a lot from reviewing job applications and CV. And this thing is hard work, but it's very important. I mean, there are times that, just like I said, I'm also an employee like every one of us, or like some of us. So tomorrow I can decide I'm looking for another job. The moment I decide I'm looking for another job, I'm already a job seeker, right? So anybody can be a job seeker at any point in time, not just people that are just starting out. So what I do most times is, in one day, I can edit my CV like 3-4 times. That's, because I have just one sole CV for marketing. If it's strictly content, I have another CV for that. If it's social media, I have another CV for that. But let's just say, okay, we are just starting, we just have one CV. What you want to do is check job descriptions. If you see a job, so company is hiring, check the job descriptions and be sure that they align with your CV. Now, this is not just copy what is on job description and paste on your CV if it's not something you can do, or if it's not something you have experience in. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there has to be an alignment. They should not be looking for a social media community manager and you don't know anything about community, and you don't even or you know something about community, but your resume is not saying it. You are going to be shot in the leg. Okay, you can be a very good content marketing person, for instance, and maybe you see a job that really says that maybe you have to. There was a time I needed to apply for a job, and I saw that he needed the job description stated that you have to have SEO skills and all of that, and I do have SEO skills. I mean, I have 2 certifications on SEO, right? But it wasn't stated in my CV. I had to quickly edit my CV to impute it there. Not to lie or anything, but I have the skills, I have the certification, but it wasn't there at that time. I had to edit it to put it there. That is one of the things you want to do. And this thing is hard work, because you can want to apply for 5 jobs at the same time, and you need to tailor your CV those 5 times. So you won't be lazy. I mean, this thing is hard work. You can't be lazy in this kind of process, all right? So you want to always tailor your resume and CV to job descriptions. Very, very important. Now, again, this is not to lie. I mean, you will get caught if you lie, because you will still be called for interviews and all of this. So there is no point lying, right? So also tailor your cover letter to suit the company you're applying for, okay? So most times cover letter is supposed to talk about why you want to get into a particular company. So be able to state it there. The same way I edit my CV most times is the same way I have to edit cover letters many times, because I have to be able to state what I've done. If I'm applying for a content marketing role, it's different from I'm applying for a digital marketing role. I cannot use a cover letter for digital marketing, for content marketing, even though all of it are still marketing. I can't. It doesn't work that way. So you have to edit the cover letter. In fact, most times your cover letter should carry the name of the company. Some of us have generic cover letters that just say, oh, I'm a good fit for your company, because your company, because your company. All of those, your company, those are places you should edit and put because X, Y, Z. Put the name of the company there. It's part of how you personalize, and they know that you know what you are doing. And in writing cover letters, you also want to talk about what the company does. Many of us don't go through all of this process. I mean, I've seen a lot to know that many people need jobs, but they are not doing the right thing. So if you want to say, oh, I'm the best fit for your company, that's basically what cover letter is supposed to say. Okay, so you should be able to say, because XYZ company is a company that is into this, and they have a vision to do this. I am the best fit because I have this that can help support your this goal and all. That's to show that, oh, they will know that, oh, you already researched the company, you already know what we do. Not that you just so don't just use your company. And even if you change your company to the name of the company, be able to state, there should be somewhere in your cover letter that states what the company stands for. And let the employer see that you are coming in to align with their vision and mission, because you already know it. In fact, one of the things the employers want to see is, they want to see that the reason you want to work for them is because your own vision aligns with their own vision. And some of us, to be honest, we don't even have a vision. I mean, not to not to say it in a bad way. I mean, everybody just want to work, build career, and earn money. Not like, it's not because I'm not working for you because of your vision. General, I mean, as a general, something. I want to work for you because I have a career to build and I want to make money. But the core of it is that your vision must align with their vision. Because when I see that, oh, your vision aligns with my company's vision, I'm happy to employ you because I know that, oh, we are on the same page. Do you get? So that's one thing your cover letter has to do. And this thing is hard work. So you don't want to be lazy when you are going through this process. Don't just use one cover letter for everything and say, what will be. Oh, no. All those kind of things we used to say that it's God that will do it. It's not. Please, just do the right thing, okay? Okay, so send cold mails with solutions embedded for the company. And this one is very, very, very important. I mean, sometimes you can apply for companies when there is even no, should I say, application in progress or anything. I mean, there is no vacancy. I know people who do that and it worked for them. And I think I've had to do it one or two times. Sometimes when just sit down and look at companies that you are interested in working with, and you know that you have the skills to work in a particular role. Try and discover where they are missing out. Okay, so let me see. One of the things I did one time is I saw a content creator kind of role one time on LinkedIn. And I mean, it was this year, and I already made up my mind. I'm not doing content creation this year. I mean, if it's not content marketing, if it's not marketing, I don't just want to be writing content for you. I want to do more than that. I just feel like I've passed through that stage, right? So I saw that these people, I went to check their blog, their website, their social media platform, everything I know I need to check, right? And then I saw that, oh, these people need help beyond just hiring a content person. They need like a strategy that is going to work. Okay. So what I did was to say, okay, let me go for more like something like a proposal kind of thing. Let me do like I didn't see their vacancy for a job. I mean, for a content creator kind of person. So I went to prepare a content marketing proposal. I mean, I went through their blog. I stated everything that I saw was wrong. I stated the things that were good. I stated the things that I think they should start to do. And majorly that was what I did. And I packaged it as a proposal. Like I'm proposing to just help them in a more content, maybe lead a content team or just be a content marketing person, not just somebody that needs to write. I wanted to do more than writing for them. And that was it. Now, what I did there was to reach out with a solution. Some of you reach out, and because I have actually seen some of these things, right? So they will reach out and they just say, so and so, I have this skill and this and this. I'm happy to work in your company. I don't know if there is space. No, there is no space for you. Don't do like that. Go look for one thing you can help them with, and then send it via mail and say, now this is if you are not applying for a specific role. I mean, as a vacancy, if there is no vacancy and you just want to really shoot your shot, that's what this is meant for, basically. So be able to say, oh, I'm proposing this because I discovered this, and this company is a company I'm really interested in. I mean, because of this, I'm happy to work for you, but I think this proposal is something you want to check if it's something you want to proceed with. Don't just say, so and so, I would like to work for your company because I have this so and so skills. No, it doesn't work that way. Let them see that you can, anybody can say, I'm Deborah and I can do your marketing for you very well. Anybody can say that. What will differentiate you is that proposal or that code mail you are sending with a solution to say, I came up with this for your company because I think you guys need it to help you solve this particular problem. And that works. So we can try that if you're at a point where you really need help with, getting a job. Because some of the responses I got when people were registering for this was that, I don't know what's wrong. I've not just been getting a job and I've been applying for jobs. So these are some of the things you might want to try out. And this thing is hard work. The solution I sent for that company, content, as a content proposer, I spent like, I think 4 or 5 days on it. That's serious. Nobody, and I wasn't sure whether they were going to accept me or reject me or collect me or pay me or something. But I had to put in the work, and it works. This process works. Do you get? So please, let's always be ready to just put in the work. Don't say, oh, Pastor Balaji told us that don't give excuse. Just go for the work. Just get to work. Don't give any excuse, okay? Okay, so I said, if you won't lose anything by applying, go ahead and apply, okay? So some of the things, I had to learn this to myself, and I've seen a lot of results just from going through this. I just go ahead and apply. If I see a job role or, that interests me, I don't say, oh, it's in Lagos, I'm in Abeokuta, and I'm not ready to move to Lagos to work, physically, right? And they are saying it on site. Maybe I should not apply. No, I go ahead and I apply. And of course, some of them will just tell me, oh, if you're not willing to come to Lagos, then we don't want to proceed with you. And it's fine, yes. And there are some that will say, oh, they are open to it. So I won't say because, oh, they already said it's hybrid, let me not apply. Now, this attitude actually gets to employers because, like I said, I've had to be in a position where, the company there to employ people in my team. And sometimes when I see people staying, maybe in Lagos or Ibadan or Akure, and the company is in Abeokuta, and we already stated that it's physical, people that are staying there still apply. And then when we start to talk with them, they say they don't want to relocate. And I'm like, why are you wasting our time? You saw that it's physical and on-site. Yeah, I saw it, but then, so it's not a good thing on the employer side. They don't like to see that kind of a thing. But you as a job seeker, you just want to go for that. So I go for it. If you like, put on-site, put on remote. If I want it, I go for it. And even if it's an outside the country thing, right? I feel like I'm fit to do it. I just go for it. So you don't have to, especially because I'm not going to lose anything. Is it not just to send my CV, send a mail and do it well? I'm not losing anything, just trying to come up with a good CV and send. Some of us see those things and then we just, oh, it's not for me. Oh, they will not accept me. Oh, is this? No, just apply. It doesn't cost you anything. You won't lose anything if they don't call you. So just go ahead and apply. And I've had to do that a lot of times. And sometimes I just see a callback that I was not even expecting, that I've even forgotten that I applied. And I will just quickly go and be looking for the company that, what's this company even about? Because I've forgotten that I even applied. Okay, so it's okay to just apply. If you see a job role that interests you and you have what it takes, just go ahead and apply. And sometimes you don't always have what it takes 100%. So you don't have to be 100% correct before you say you want to apply. If you are 70, 75, 80% good, just apply. You won't lose anything, okay? So the final point here is put in the work during interviews and technical tasks. Go the extra mile and give it your best shot, okay? So I think this is a very, very good point because I've seen how it has helped me a lot of times. Many times, in fact, most times, if it's a job that interests me and I want, I give it my best shot. Where people are submitting, when you get to technical tasks for some jobs, it might require that they give you technical tasks, right? When I get technical tasks, I go all in out for it. Something that people submit 2-3 pages for, I can submit 10 pages, 15 pages, 20 pages for it, because I'm just going to let you know that I'm just the one for this. So you want to understand that you are not the only one applying for this job. You are not the only one praying for this job. So what will stand you out is if you can really put in the extra mile. They found people that have good CVs. So you're not the only person that has a good CV. They've called you for maybe first interview to check you out and ask some questions, let's get to know you. You already passed that. You are most likely, you are not the only person that passed that stage. Now they gave you technical tasks. You want to really give it your best shot. You always go the extra mile when it comes to these things. Look at it that if I'm an employer, if somebody is submitting, and it's not really in the number of pages anyway, but I think for what I do most times, that questions that I know that this technical task, you can't submit 1 page, 2 page for me, I have done well. I just know that you have not done well. For some like that. It's not every time it has to be plenty pages, but from my own experience and my career path, that's what I'm just saying. So if you already know that if you are an employer, what you are submitting, will you be happy to employ this person? If it's somebody that submits it to you, you need to be sure and you need to check it. If it's not something you'll be happy with, then there is no need to submit it. Do it well, and you're gonna be good with yourself and be happy that, oh, I did this. And you must already know that if I'm an employer, then I will endorse this 100%. That is what the kind of thing you should submit. Please always go the extra mile if you are able to get to that point, because know that you are not the only one at that point. I mean, and it won't be about CV again. It will be about soft skills again. It will be about, this submission thing. I mean, that's basically what it will be about, because it's almost, technical tasks are almost like maybe second to the last stage of interview process and all of those things before they start to ask you how much do you want and all of those things. So when you get to that point, you want to give it your best shot. If you have to do sleepless nights, please do sleepless nights. Even if they give you 2 days to submit or two whatever, 2 hours to submit, just give it your best shot and do something tangible. Okay, so these are the things I consider that is really going to help us. And considering, our responses, I just came up with this. I know that these things could be more than this, but these are things that have worked, and these are things I know can work for anyone actually. Okay, so I did like a screenshot of, LinkedIn here and how. So if you are getting on LinkedIn, you are able to set job alerts for the kind of jobs that you want. Okay, so for me, I set jobs alerts around marketing, LinkedIn marketing. That's basically what I do. And you always get jobs. I mean, there is nothing like there are no jobs. If you see this thing now, this place is saying 12 new jobs, 1 hour ago, 12 new jobs. By the time I go back to check my phone, I will see another round of maybe 30 new jobs for you, Deborah, or something. So there are jobs. We only need to be able to be the right candidates for jobs. And I think it's also important to say sometimes you can't always fit into every job role, right? I mean, to every job openings and all. So sometimes you do everything well, and yet you don't get the congratulations mail, and it's fine too. It's the same way companies say, oh, this is an offer letter, and you end up rejecting it, maybe for one thing or the other. And if you have not gotten to that point, you will still get to that point where you are able to say, oh, thank you for calling me, but I'm not interested. So sometimes just be sure that you're giving your best shot. Even if you give it your best shot and it doesn't come out well, don't stop giving it your best shot, okay? So I also did a screenshot for Indeed here. Yeah, and Indeed as an app, just like LinkedIn so as an app. Indeed is also a very good place where you could get job alerts and all of those things. And it works well because, I mean, these are platforms I've interacted with over time. And you could just get on them, sign up, create an account, and start to set job alerts. I said when I said looking for a career path, one of the things you want to do is to start to search for job descriptions and requirements that aligns with your personality and your values. So these are ways to see job descriptions, right? You need to be seeing this kind of job openings. By the time you check, for instance, if I check digital marketing executive, if I check for like 4, 5, 6 different companies, I'm able to see exactly what it is like, and then I'll see if it aligns with me. So you want to get on this platform so that you can make the best use of them, and it's really going to help you as you move on. Okay, I think that's basically all. I think I want to stop here. Let me see if I'm not missing out on anything again. Wow, I think we spent like another 1 hour, 15 minutes already. Okay, so I mentioned in passing that you really don't have to stick with your job, with your course of study in school. And I think it's important I mention it again, because I see a lot of people that want to work, and the only thing they have in their CV is, I studied so and so in school. Please don't be that person, because, and you need to be sincere with yourself, right? You need to look at it. Wait, what I studied in school are there really places like that I can really use it to work? If you are looking at counts, and maybe the places you cannot count more than 5 places in the whole of Nigeria where you really can use it to work, then you don't need to stress yourself and bother yourself and be on it because you spent 4, 5, 6 years in school studying it. No, don't waste your time. I mean, if it's not something you are ready to pursue, just try and find a career path that aligns with your personality. You don't have to be restricted to what you study in school, because I see a lot of people that they want, just like I said, you can't be say you want to do anything. You can't be that person that wants to do anything, right? But when I now say, okay, let me see your CV, what is in their CV is just that they finished from so school with this course, with this grade. And sometimes I'm like, why haven't you taken up? I mean, you should have taken up 1 or 2 skills. You've been looking for a job with this certificate thing and you've not gotten. You can't keep doing the same thing again and again and you think you will get a different result. No. So you want to take your time and say, let me look for another career path that works for me. And it's fine. So don't restrict yourself to what you study in school, because I see a lot of people tell me that a lot. I studied this in school, so I don't know if I can. No, don't keep saying because you studied that in school, you have to continue with it for years. Don't delay yourself. Just look for other career path that works. And if what you studied in school is what you want to go for, it's fine. I mean, there is no bad course, okay? Everything works together for good. But I'm just saying, if that is what you have and it has not given you results, you don't have to restrict yourself to it, okay? And nothing says you cannot be pursuing your certificate or what you study in school and still have a skill that is valuable, that earns you money. Nothing says that. You can be using your certificate quite all right from school and still have a skill that you are valuable with and earns you money. You don't have to say by fire, by force, you have to stay with your course of study, okay? All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everyone. It's really been an amazing time doing this with every one of us. I mean, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for committing to personal development. I so much love people that commit to personal development, and I celebrate you. I give you, kudos. Enjoy your night. Thank you very much.